If you could press your thumb to your knuckle and instantly recall a sense of total confidence or calm, you would have a practical way to navigate high-stakes moments. This is the core of Neuro-linguistic Programming, or NLP, anchors. It is a systematic approach to training your nervous system to link a specific physical touch to a chosen emotional state. This process is based on the same principles Ivan Pavlov discovered in his conditioning experiments, that a specific stimulus, like a bell, can be paired with a physical response until the two are linked. To begin this tutorial, you will need a quiet space, 2 distinct positive memories, and 1 mild daily stressor you would like to manage more effectively. Emotional control isn't about avoiding difficult situations. It's about building the internal triggers that allow you to choose your response to them. Recall a specific time when you felt extremely confident or relaxed. Step into the visual and auditory details of that memory until the physical sensation of that feeling returns. Choose a unique physical touch, such as a firm press on a specific knuckle. This needs to be a distinct movement you don't perform accidentally during your normal day. This graph represents an emotional state's arc. Timing is key. Apply your physical touch on the upward slope, just before the feeling peaks. Hold the pressure at the very top of that curve. As the feeling naturally subsides, release. Now, break your state. Physically shake your hands or look out a window to clear your nervous system before moving to the next step. To check your work, fire the trigger on your knuckle. You should feel a version of that original positive state return to your body. Because your brain processes a vivid memory using the same sensory pathways as a real event, you have established a functional association, a shortcut to that resourceful state. In many real-world situations, one emotional state isn't enough to counteract intense anxiety. To add strength, pick a second, different memory, perhaps a moment of high energy or a time you felt deeply supported. Step into this new memory. Just as the feeling begins to peak, fire the exact same physical trigger you used in step 1. Break state once more. By using the same trigger for different memories, you're blending these positive states together into a single, more complex response. This is called stacking. It creates a super state that provides a more resilient emotional response than any single memory could offer on its own. When you are in a state of intense frustration, trying to leap directly into total relaxation often creates too much internal friction to be effective. Chaining allows you to bridge that gap by building a series of transitional stepping stones between 2 very different states. This flowchart shows a typical chain. You move from a negative state like anger through worry and curiosity until reaching your relaxed goal. Activation is sequential. Fire the first anchor, and as it peaks, fire the second, pulling your brain toward the next state. For this to work, you should anchor each transitional step in a different physical location on your arm to keep the sequence clear. This creates a neurological path. Once the chain is established, your brain can move through the steps to exit a negative loop more naturally. Now, identify that mild negative trigger you prepared. Bring the feeling to mind and anchor it to a specific spot on your left arm. Break state. Now, access the positive super state you stacked earlier and anchor it firmly to a spot on your right arm. Now, firmly fire both the left and right anchors at the exact same time. Hold both of them simultaneously for a full 10 seconds. Release the negative anchor on the left first. Hold the positive anchor on the right for a few seconds longer, then release. Firing these together creates a state of internal interference. This helps disrupt the old emotional habit, making it easier to replace that negative reaction with your new resource state. You have now practiced the basic mechanics of internal state management. You have the tools to choose your emotional reality. To solidify this, try future pacing. Imagine a situation tomorrow that might usually be stressful, and fire your positive anchor while visualizing yourself handling it calmly. Remember that anchors are like any other skill. They require use to remain dependable. If they aren't reinforced through practice, they will eventually fade. Regular use is what turns these psychological exercises into consistent behavioral traits, providing you with a more effective emotional toolkit for the long term.